Hello, everyone.
Hey, hey, what's
Hello,
up?
hello.
Hey,
Hey,
all.
y'all see I got a special guest in the house tonight, my auntie. So, you guys are at the What Would My Daddy Say show. Um, I think auntie, is there an echo? Is somebody
You
No,
good?
listening?
You good
Okay,
right now? You
all
good
right.
right now?
So, we're at the What Would My Daddy Say show, and today's conversation is about what is a situationship, right? And why do they exist? So if you guys want to, make sure you like, share, and comment, right? Because caring is sharing. And make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube page at Shaping Solutions. And, make sure that you, I don't know, get into this
Enjoy.
conversation. Oh, I
Enjoy.
got my guest right
Enjoy.
here. Yeah,
Enjoy.
enjoy. I got my guest right here. So, we got Big Frank at the bottom.
Hey, hey, everybody.
Yeah, and then we got my auntie. Yeah, that's my auntie, Miss Bernadette, right?
Hey,
hello,
Auntie.
Yeah,
hello.
hello. And so we're going to have a conversation. I think it's a meaningful conversation because what I find, these are two people that pour into my life tremendously. And on this dating journey, it's interesting. So, Auntie, you don't know the rules, but we don't use names. We just talk about situations, right?
Okay.
There's a lot of situations, right, on my dating journey, or a lot of people want to get in situationships. So, do you guys know what a situationship is?
I kind of got an idea that it's more of a. I'm thinking of an arrangement or not a committed relationship, but an agreement, sort of like that's what I'm thinking, something like that.
Okay. What do you think a situationship is, Auntie? And then, and audience, if
Um,
you viewers, you put in the comment, what is a situationship?
me?
No, you tell me. What do you think a situationship is, Auntie?
I think it's shipper. I think it's something where you both is agreement on. You come to agreement on when you get into it,
Mm-hmm.
and you say, "I do this. I go here. I'm this kind of person. I'm not going to be committed into this, but I like you." Um, there's nothing hidden. This is like
Mm-hmm.
an open relationship, but to an extent, to
Mm-hmm.
where you're okay with this person because you're not ready to settle down.
Mm-hmm. And are those so why do they exist? Is there like a median between um not settling down, but you my boyfriend, but you really not my boyfriend, you my girlfriend, but you really like how do you act in these understandings?
Things you like to do, we do together. I mean, if you're not ready for a commitment, but you enjoy certain things with this here person, then them the things that you do and enjoy with them. And some people like, for instance, I don't like to be tied down and committed to doing things that I'm not happy doing, but I'm making you happy. That don't satisfy me because it got to be a us. I want to be happy with any kind of participation that I do with the man.
Hmm.
I want it to be an equal happiness.
So,
So
Daddy,
it
you
just
laugh.
Yes, ma'am. I'm listening. Well, so repeat the question one time for me. You said,
So a situationship, are they beneficial? Like, because you laughing, like, are they
yeah.
good?
Well, because listen, a situationship is it's a non-committal, as you say. It's a friendship with benefits, no commitment, just a friendship with benefits, having fun, enjoying one another, not. But there's no strings attached here. Now we're gonna do what we want to do, and me and you cool though. We're gonna have fun together, but there's no commitment here. We just enjoying one another's space or company.
Hmm. Now, do they cause problems?
Yes, ma'am. I would think so.
So I can see,
Well,
do
if
situations
you don't have
cause?
a communication, it cause problems.
Hmm.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Because I'm thinking that why you look like that, Auntie? Because I'm thinking that, and this is why I don't like situationships, because I do like the freedom. Either I'm single or I'm in a relationship. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
Like the situationship thing, I feel like I'm halfway in and I'm halfway out, and I'm restricting myself
Hmm.
to this understanding that's a situation, but I'm still single. And now I'm kind of confused about what this, so like I'm putting my emotions in, and it's like, no, I'm a single person, and when you ready to say, hey, I want you to be my woman, then
Right.
ask
Right.
me. You know what I
Right.
mean? Until then, we friends, you know? And but I think that we do it because there's a level of comfortability that I
Hmm.
want to
Hmm.
feel as a woman when I'm giving myself to a man, maybe. I want to
Hmm.
have some level of understanding, or, I want to in some way, you know, tie myself or understand, I don't know what that is. And I do know when I say I'm single, it does make men cringe. Like, I'm single, I can go out and date, because they want the situationship. They want a level of, well, are you gonna
Right.
go talk to
Right.
other
Right.
guys? Are you gonna, what does that look like? And it's like, I'm single. I'm a single woman who happen to have friends. If you want more than that, then there's an expectation. I'm thinking that you're going to live up to, I don't know, capture me. What do you guys think? Am I off with this?
To earn that. Of course, you are dead on point here. And here's the thing: commitments means that you have limited me from doing certain things. Now, when you commit, situationships mean there's no limit, there's no boundaries. We do what we want to do. We just because we'll throw that we just friend thing in there.
Yeah.
And when you throw that we just friend thing in there, that means don't question, don't ask, don't if either we will or we won't. We do or we don't. You do what you do, I do what I do. Now we cool and we're gonna
Hmm.
have some fun, but don't and I think the limit to limit me is a key to that. Limiting what a person can and can't do. See, when you're in a relationship, you're limited. When you're in a situationship, there's no limit.
Mm. So it's like having your cake and eat it too.
Exactly. When you're in a situationship, you could do that. Yeah, yeah. That's exactly
So,
right. You
Auntie,
could.
you like having your cake and eat it too?
Me?
Uh huh.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna eat my cake, but I'm gonna share it. I'm gonna
So,
share it with them because the main thing that makes me enjoy my cake is communication.
so
At,
let
at
me.
this here, at this here new life that I'm going, this second chance. I'm not gonna hold anything back. I'm gonna let everything go and communicate, letting you
Mhm.
know.
Okay.
So if I should go out and see you with another woman, I'm not going to think the worst of. I got all the communication I need. Therefore, you get a drink and she do too.
Mm.
All
I
right.
heard that, Auntie.
All
Okay.
right.
Yeah.
So both of y'all, what do you think is the most important aspect of communicating in a relationship or a situationship? What are those things that's important to communicate in those type of relationships? Is it
Well,
how many partners you have? Like, is it what I mean, what is the most important aspect of communication in a relationship in general? And if you got a situationship, what is there to communicate? Is there boundaries? Is there what is that?
It's definitely everything. It's
Mm-hmm.
it's it's your it's your future. It's your past. It's your religion. It's your family. It's what scares you. I mean, it's what you expect
Mm-hmm.
and and what you don't expect. I
Okay.
mean, when you want love, you got to go deep, and so you got to open up.
Mm-hmm.
When you want respect, you got to put a guideline out about who you are to receive it. You know, you just can say I want respect, give it to me.
Mm-hmm.
You got
What
to
you
get a
think of
person that
what
comes
you
with
think?
knowing who you are and what you
Mm,
want, and then you're living that, you're being that.
yeah. So what you think about that, Dad?
My favorite answer always going to be open and honesty is the best policy and whatever. Even
Yeah.
in a situationship, honest and open is always going to be the best policy. So if I'm
Yes.
if we're in a situation, I want you to understand that I'm going to bring it to the table. I'm going to let you know what I'm doing here. We're friends, and that's we do what we do. Listen, if you feel like going on a date, go on a date. If you feel like, you know, uh, if you tired of me, you tired of me, and there should be no misunderstandings in there.
Mm-hmm.
So I think honesty and openness is always going to be the best policy.
So, but what makes that difficult to communicate, Auntie? So I got both sides, you guys. So audience, you guys, I mean, viewers, y'all comment because we got both sides of the table here. So what makes it difficult? Both of you guys have been in relationship. Both of you guys have experienced relationship. This is my daddy. This is my auntie. What makes it so difficult to communicate in relationships and be open and honest? What makes that challenging? For men and women. So, Auntie, you could go, and then Dad. What makes that difficult for men?
Well, you just don't go talking and communicating, opening up to everybody. Just somebody that gives you a certain feeling that makes you relax and want to talk to them to communicate. You know, and even if you like, uh, even when you in certain I would say sexual relationship, you still don't really communicate because sometimes it's just basically a sexual relationship, but they
Mhm.
don't know, and it might be like the best, but other than that, you don't have no communication because you don't really want to communicate beyond that. It's just certain peoples you want to really communicate with, and they'll bring it out of you. Everybody can't bring your deepness out of you. You got to
Mhm.
feel comfortable with that person.
What you think about
So
that? So, what I'm hearing you say, Auntie, is depending on the person, is what you're gonna communicate with them about. So, there's some people out there who can open you up, and you can talk
yeah,
very candid about religion and everything. But there's some people
exactly.
that just
You
wanna.
can't. You could be married to someone and they be doing something like, "Oh, I didn't think he would do that to me." Well, why you put up with him? Because I love him. But
Well,
you don't have no kind of communication, and he's doing all kind of things to you.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love him.
yeah.
So it's just like a one-way communication. You're really not communicating. It's a certain type of love you're getting, but you're not happy.
Yeah, yeah. So that
Yeah,
what makes it difficult for men? Because I do think that, Auntie, you hit a lot when you said that. Because I do think with certain people, we have the ability to communicate um, freely. Some people we don't want to communicate. All of us, and some people it is strictly sex. Like, hey, you just here for sex, and that's just what it is.
and you
Um,
got that understanding. So
and
that's
you
what
got
makes sex so good.
Yeah,
When you got that understanding, that's communication we got. Beyond this, there's nothing else.
there's
We
nothing else.
understand that. There's
Yeah,
nothing else.
yeah. And so I'm not looking for that from you,
Right.
which could be
Right.
situation shit, that we understand that this is what it is. So, but
Hmm.
is that so? As a woman, and Dad, I'm gonna come to you. But as a woman, who can communicate that, who has, I would say, matured to a level where you like, hey, this is just what it is. Was that a difficult place for you to get to say, hey, this is just what it is, we this is what we do?
At this age and time in my life, it's not difficult at all. It is what it is. If it's gonna be sex, it's gonna be the best sex there is, and afterwards, I know. You ain't got to tell me to leave. I know where the door is.
All right.
Hey, I'm good with it. I'm good. You ain't got to worry about me banging on your door, ringing your phone. That's the communication we got.
So now, what you think about that? 'Cause I want to know what my daddy got to say about them comments.
Here's my thing, babe. All I'm always gonna be. I think fear when you in a situation where you can't be open and honest because you fear what it's gonna do. Now it shouldn't be because we in a situationship, so it shouldn't be fear, but fear is always being afraid of running that person. It might be somebody that you really do like and you don't want to run them off, so you're gonna limit what you do and say to them, and so I think that the key word in there is going to be fear of being afraid to express yourself because you might say the wrong thing and run me off or run her off, and then now but truly you just being honest, and it shouldn't be a problem, but I find that to be a problem when men don't want to be honest because we don't want to run her off, especially if somebody we like.
Right,
We
right.
don't want to. We
So
don't want to. We don't want to say something that's gonna scare or run her off.
yeah.
Can I get some
So
coffee?
when you meet a woman that's honest and
Mm,
open, or that could say, hey, this is what it is, this is what I'm looking for at this age, I don't got time for games, all I need is a lover, all I want is conversation, all I need is your money or you for you to pay my bills or whatever that is that
mm-hmm.
offensive coming from a woman? Is that respect coming from a woman? Like, what as a man, how do you see that type of behavior?
Well, I think you're being honest, and honestly, that's usually. Listen, men don't like to admit that that's what we do. We pay for our fun. We pay for our fun to enjoy a person.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna cost you. So when she asks for, I need the rent paid or I need the car, whatever it might be, I need some grocery. I mean, it's gonna cost you. So, and most men, I think we know going in that we're gonna have to spend some money because that's what men do.
Mm-hmm.
I think they
Exactly.
know. I think they know going in that they're gonna have to, we'll have to shave out a few dollars. It's gonna cost me, but I like this person, so I don't mind. I don't mind helping in that situation. Now, do that make me like the woman less? No, because I mean, she has to take care of herself. So, and if she gonna be somebody that's special to me or enjoy me, why wouldn't I want to? Why wouldn't I respect that?
Mm-hmm. All right. So out of all of the people, billions of people in the world, do you guys
Hmm.
believe in out your journey? Do you guys believe in soulmates, or do you believe that there's one person for a person, or do you think that relationships are what you make them?
Ain't he?
Yeah.
Ladies
I
first.
believe
Ladies
in
first.
I believe in soulmate.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if you, I've actually I was married for 10 years, but I was married to my friend. It wasn't my soulmate, and
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
we are the best of friend and co-parent to this day, and
Mm-hmm.
enjoy one another. So
Mm-hmm.
I found my soulmate. Best communication ever.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean I can open up all doors of my life and explain to him.
Mm-hmm.
And this journey that goes on with him is beautiful,
Mm-hmm.
beautiful. I mean, I love it. So yes, I do believe in soulmate, and I do believe in good friends. I do believe that a man can have a female best friend. He has a best friend that's a female.
Hmm.
Um, no threat to me because, like I say, when you know your soulmate, there's no man or no woman that's a threat to you because of the communication and the love that you have and the respect.
Mhm. Yeah.
You
So,
know,
Dad, I'm gonna come back to you, AT, because I think you made some good points. But, Dad, what you think? Do you believe in soulmates?
Yes, I believe that there's a certain thing as a soulmate. Then I also believe that there's a commitment too now. I mean, so a soulmate is it's not a difficult thing.
Hmm.
But listen, me and you have talked about this earlier. That see in this relationship thing, it's so many. It's some. We talked about being married 2 or 3 times, or being in a situation where you have experienced multiple girlfriends or multiple companions, and you get. So there's always going to be that one special somebody that you consider your soulmate, or that person that you felt like could have been that person that I could have lived my entire life with. Now, what causes that to go astray? I can't.
Hmm.
I don't know if like I told you earlier, when we tear up something that we believe in, like a foundation, once we break a bond, then things become difficult.
Hmm. So, Auntie, and you and my dad, something is echoing. Hold on. Do y'all hear that?
yeah, I hear it.
I hear that. Yeah.
Hold on a second. Let me see. Hmm, I'm just gonna see if that's me echoing off. So, is that you, Auntie? Is that her echoing? Nope, that's not. So, Dad,
Hmm.
do you have me on anymore?
You said you have now you open it up. You had muted my mic, but I'm back on now. You hear me now?
I do hear you, but it sounds like you echoing. So, like when I cut you off, it don't echo no more. Hold on a second.
Oh, okay. Now I'm on.
Okay, okay. But it's echoing through your phone. Hold on.
It's
Yeah. So, but my question is, Auntie, you talked about being a friend and marrying your friend. Did you marry your friend, or when you married him, did you know he was your friend and your soulmate, or was that something that you learned afterwards? And Dad, that's my same question. When you go into these relationships, do you understand that to be a soulmate, or is that something you know afterwards? Because I think people are looking for their soulmates in the beginning, or is that something reflective?
Well, when I married my friend, and throughout our relationship, he was my friend.
Hmm.
I never felt as if it was my soulmate. I married him. I love my friend.
Hmm.
I enjoyed life with him, but I never felt that soulmate.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, Soulmate that I have now, I feel it. It's something
Hmm.
I work on every day to grow closer and closer, and then to enjoy our relationship and learn more about him every day. I didn't care about that with my past relationship. It was, and it is what it is. I wake up and didn't feel like I had to work on a relationship. I realized that it's nothing to get relaxed with. Your relationship, uh, even in a dating thing, if you want to date, you got to work on that too, just as well. So where I am now, it's a working process that I enjoy every day and every moment. And I can say, like, for me, I can see myself being with him tomorrow.
Mhm.
Because
So,
I take it one day at a time on working. I ain't planning
okay,
like next year.
okay. So listen, I had to let my dad go, so I'm gonna bring him back in. But
Hmm.
my next question to you guys is this: what do you think a healthy relationship is? If we're talking about situationships and we're talking about um, do they exist? What do you think a true healthy relationship is?
Okay, you lost me there. You had
There
lost
you
me.
go. So you're not echoing no more. So, Dad, what do you think a healthy relationship is?
Well, I thought the question was a friendship in a. You said that was a friendship and a soulmate. Is that what you that was
Oh,
that
I
that
asked you
question?
about soulmates. Yes. So, what is a soulmate? You believe in soulmates?
Well, I think a soulmate is somebody that, yeah, I believe in it. Yes, I believe in it. I believe that a soulmate is somebody that you and I think the question it was a did you marry your soulmate or did you grow into that
Mm-hmm.
friendship? Now when I got married, of course I was young, so I don't think I didn't go into it with the end of having a soulmate. I went in with the end intent of being in a marriage for life, but then my relationship grew into something real special. Yeah, it grew into a special. I mean, I fell in love with the girl. I fell in love. I had a, then she became my friend and my soulmate. But down through the years, things happen, and we lose. When we lose, we talked about this earlier, strange, because we all this. So we talked about once you lose your communication or your trust for one another, then you probably tearing up your foundation. Now you ain't really got nothing to work on.
Mm-hmm. So, how is that tore up?
Well, because you don't trust the person. Listen, if you're in a relationship where you don't trust or you don't believe in that person anymore, you really don't have a relationship anymore. That's just something you prolong in time. It's just a matter of time. I don't think you can ever even get it back if you tear it up. If you tear the foundation down,
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think it'll ever get back. You can ever get it back right because yeah, in the back of my mind, I'm saying, okay, I forgave you, but every time something come up, every time a mishap or you disappear for a period of time, now my mind goes to running, so I don't think you'll ever get it back.
Mm-hmm. So, when we're in relationships and this distrust happens, whatever that
Mm,
distrust is,
right,
why do we try to hold on? Why do we try to, you know, get it back, try to make it work, try to do
right.
that? Because I think that's what our conversation was about. Why do we
Hold
try
on.
to hold on to what we know it's time to
Right.
let go?
Yeah. Well, because listen, if I've been with you 10 years, there's something there.
Hmm.
So I feel something for you. You feel something for me. So we don't want to just throw it away. Now we talked about that earlier, as far as the friend that I was telling you about that told me that she didn't think it was going to work no more. So we just ended it because I feel like anytime you have doubt, you automatically know that right there is a red flag for me
Hmm.
if you have doubt already. Because now, listen, if you've been in it 10 years, of course you don't want to just throw it away. You
Hmm.
feel like, we said when you waste 20 years, 10 years of your life with somebody, you don't want to throw it away. Or you would hope that y'all could work it out. But I mean, if you done tore the foundation down, I don't think it's no working out.
Hmm. So, how many of us is actually getting the lessons though of out of the relationship and learning what we should learn,
Mm,
if that's being honest, if that's learning to communicate, if that's building trust, if that's working on ourselves? How many people that do you think actually learn that? And then I see how long do it take us to really learn that? So is people learning that, hey, it's about you got to learn through these relationships and grow?
Well, I said before, I think if you been now listen, you might have multiple girlfriends, 4, 5, 10 girlfriends, but you only get 1 or 2. Now, if you've been married 2 or 3 times, of course you got something's wrong with you. Or I feel like if you've been married 3 to 4 times and something ain't right, maybe it's me. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm the problem. If I done did it that many times
Mhm.
and I can't keep a wife, I ain't talking about somebody died or like that. But we just bust up after a few years. That's not a maybe it's something wrong with maybe something's wrong with one of us. The reason why we can't hold those relationships. Now, if I'm married 4 times, I feel like I better work on my skills before I try this again.
So what about if I've dated 10 times?
Well, dating is a different thing because, like I said, girlfriends and boyfriends, usually you'll learn though, and I guess you said we try to hold on to something. Listen, when you give your all to somebody, to a relationship, you don't want it to just be taken away. You don't want to just throw it away because you done gave a person your innermost, your love. You done gave them your love, your body, so you done gave them your best, and then to throw it away. So you want to try to work it out, but I mean, I I just believe that trying to work out something that done destroy, because it'll destroy itself. And I'm telling you, what destroys a relationship more than anything is communication and honesty, and then trusting in one another.
Yeah. Yeah. Do that destroy relationships, Auntie?
Communication, trust, and honesty. If you
Mm-hmm.
don't have that, you really ain't got it. The relationship you want.
Mm-hmm.
And like you say, like your father say, it's a bad foundation.
Mm-hmm.
It's a
Exactly.
bad foundation if you ain't got that.
When your
And it's
foundation
easy.
is unstable, that's always a
It's a
bad deal.
exactly, and it's easy for someone to come in and start building
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And when you say someone, you saying somebody outside to come in.
outside the relationship because if the foundation is messed up,
Mhm.
someone can come with a 2x4,
Yeah.
start
So,
building.
and I'm glad you said that because me and my dad had a conversation earlier about complimenting, right? How women want compliments, how women want to, their man to see them, how women want, and desire this attention, and how men sometimes can be complacent and say, like, oh, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna
Well, yeah.
say that. And then we go out into the world and now men are like, hey, you know what I mean? You look nice today. And I can
Right.
remember thinking like, okay, well, why my boyfriend ain't say that when I went home, when I go,
Exactly.
and I'm thinking like, well, why he ain't say I smell good? And it makes you want to go out and get that compliment, or it makes that compliment even more. I say like you kind of thirsty for it. It makes you a little more
Yes,
desirable for that.
That's right.
So,
That's
Dad,
right.
how
Uh,
important is it for men to compliment their women and make sure that their women know that they are important, or they're beautiful, or they smell good, or they look good, or they food tastes? How important is that?
I think that's something, babe. I think that's the most important thing you can do is never let your woman think that you are not paying her any attention. You don't see her beauty. You want her to always know that, babe, I see you, girl. You wearing that today. I like that. Or you smell good today. Or hurry home. Whatever it is, you want to make her feel that at home. Brenda just said that if the foundation, if you weak at home, then somebody can always slip in there because they're giving her the attention that she expired, the attention that she's wanting. She getting it from somebody else, and that's dangerous for home. And you know why it's dangerous for home? Because home ain't giving it to her.
exactly.
So Let's Toast Media said people are scared to leave because of money, being single again, or depending on yourself, and being independent is scary when you put in 10 plus years.
We talked about that. We talked about
So
that
they
earlier. We said,
decide to
listen,
stay there.
a-
They decide to
any
stay there and be
Yeah.
miserable.
yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
But listen, financial stability I think a lot of people do that for that reason. But to me, that's not happiness
No, it's
being
not.
in it just because it's financially okay. I don't think that's. I think you can be broke and happy and probably better off than that one that's rich and ain't having no fun though.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
do you think that that's a journey that you go through? Because if the world tell you that this is what's going to make you happy, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Having
yeah.
the, having the
The
relationship or
luxuries
having
of
all
life. Yeah,
the
yeah,
luxuries,
yeah.
do you think that that's something that you have to check off before you actually know, like, hey, you know what, that don't make you happy?
Well, listen, being comfortable. Okay, so listen, how many of us? And listen, I ain't never been rich, but I've been comfortable and I'm okay because I'm in a place where I'm comfortable because first of all, you can't buy love. Money can't buy love. First and foremost, we know that. Now it can buy you some comfort. You can have some comfort with it, but listen, you want to be just financially, you want to buy the fine clothes and the big fine cars and live on the house on the hill. That's all fine and good, but to me, daughter, and it's just dad to daughter. Happiness to me is the most important thing you can have is to be happy in whatever endeavors you are doing. Even on your job, you should be happy. If you're doing a job that you don't like, it's going to be miserable. It's going to cause problems. If you're in a relationship where you are not happy, you walking through the house, y'all ain't talking, but you got everything in this house. You got a bank account, you got a credit card, but y'all don't have no kind of intimacy, no kind of relationship. That's to me, that's not fun. That's not fun for me.
Yeah. No fun at all.
Mhm.
Now
So,
that's a woman agreeing with a man that if you are not enjoying one another, it don't matter how much money you got, how many cars we got out there. If we are not happy, do you realize more millionaires and rich folk, we'll just say rich folk, divorce than poor folk?
yeah, but they were divorced because of money.
Yeah, because money. Yeah, because they got plenty of it though. I'm saying, but they're unhappy though. Look at you know, what would make a Kanye and that Kardashian girl break up if they both rich,
Hmm. Because
but
I
but
guess, I guess that goes to your point that relationships are more than just
just
money.
money, then just money. Exactly,
So when
exactly.
I go
That's
back
my
to my former question, what is a situationship and why do they exist? I think that this is I think that this brings up my concern with that. Like, I feel like we take pieces of people and we never truly allow
hmm
ourselves to be seen or even
right.
get to the point where we are truly fully accepted because we are parsing ourselves out in these small little commitments
Yes,
versus
yeah,
holding ourselves back saying, hey,
Exactly.
I'm not going to
exactly.
accept all of who I am, and I'm
Right.
just going to go
Exactly.
out here and I'm going to do what I do and be me until the person that comes and accepts all of me. I'm not going to commit to a situation that is
hmm
not,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
embracing all of
Not
who she
ready for it.
All
is.
right.
You know what I mean? Because I could do that. I could do that. You know what I mean?
All
And I
right. All
don't
Hmm.
have
right.
commit to any understanding, so when you see me, I'ma speak, hey, how you doing, but you ain't got nothing to say to me at this restaurant because I'm with my friend. Nine times out of
No.
10 you know that.
Exactly, exactly,
But I
exactly.
think that, when we see situationships, they're so complicated, right? Because emotions are tied in now,
Mm-hmm,
um,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
even
mm-hmm.
though there's an understanding, the situation is, yeah, I'm gonna go in with this intent, but I really got this other underlying intent underneath this. You know what I
That's right.
mean?
That's right. That's
And
right.
it's all, to me, just stay single until you ready to.
Did we just say, listen, did we agree on this today? Now listen, I hope somebody don't hear me say something because like I said, people use yesterday, and we done talked about this today also. Let yesterday be yesterday and try to work on tomorrow or today. So
Mhm.
so you in a situation where you and your significant other or y'all are not okay. So we was talking about being comfortable where you at. Okay, so I said I don't know if I'll ever get married again for reasons of marriage is work. We feel like relationships and marriage is work. You have to work on relationships. You have to work on marriage. And a lot of people don't, ladies. A lot of people don't like to work on that. You know, we want to. This thing called relationship. It's not a piece of cake. It takes
Yeah.
work. It takes work, and a lot of people don't like to put the work in.
So
Exactly.
self disclosure. So I started dating, and I typically date, out out of state or any something like that. And then I just
Hmm.
kind of got the courage today to look closer to home. And I
Right.
realized, like, wait, this is a little bit more work. You know what I mean? Like,
That's
this is
right.
a little bit
That's
more,
right.
you know,
Exactly.
now it's
Exactly.
not
Exactly.
like, oh, this weekend I'm going out. This is like, oh, regular,
Hmm.
interactions where now I want to set up. And I was telling my dad this, like, I want to set up, certain occasions. So now I find myself working, thinking about the kids, and then I got to think about this
Yeah.
dating
Yeah.
thing.
Thinking my
It's
God,
like,
take care of it. That's
yeah,
right. Yeah.
taking care of this individual that I'm like, oh, wait, this is a little bit of work that I'm only used to putting in on at certain times, which
All
is
right.
like, oh, like I remember this in my relationship. And I
Hmm.
wonder if this is why we don't want to commit. Like, we can point the finger and say
Like
why
that's
we
right.
don't want to commit, why
All right.
this person is, oh, that person is this, that person is that. But truly, do we not want to commit because we understand, AT, you can answer this too, that relationships are going to require a little bit more out of me.
Yeah. You got to put
It's
some
going to
work in
require
there.
me to get up and do my hair when I probably don't want to do my hair.
Oh
It's
yeah.
going to require
Oh
me
definitely.
to put on clothes
Oh
when I don't want to
definitely.
put on clothes because I know what it's going to require to keep my
It's
man.
a work in process. Believe me.
That's right. That's right.
And how many, and let me know in the comments, you guys, and how many of us is actually doing that work to stay attractive, to stay complimented, to stay engaged, or are we just going to bed with a bonnet on,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
not putting on clothes, or not choosing to, get dialed
Make
up
yourself pretty today. Make yourself handsome today.
and
That's right. You're not. That's right.
Oh, I'm putting in the effort to do what I can. Keep them eyes on me.
keep them eyes
Another
on
thing
you.
in a relationship, when you see somebody, just don't think everybody got the perfect health. You need to
Uh,
find out their medical problems. You need
that's
to
true.
know if they, what they taking as a medical problem. When I met my friend, I was like, hey, I got high blood pressure.
Hmm.
I'm a diabetic. What is you? You need to ask
Okay.
people. I'm gonna start dating you. I need you to come off on me talking about, got these depression pills and I ain't been taking them lately.
Oh, but
All
that's
of a
good.
sudden, you've been dating a representative.
Yeah,
Okay.
and that's good because you don't really know what you're
You don't
getting.
know.
That's right.
Now,
You
That's
don't
right.
know what.
this is why people are comfortable with situationships because I don't have to show all of who I
Myself. Come
am
on, girl.
in the
Yes. Yeah.
situation,
Yeah.
in the relationship. I can parcel myself out, you know,
Hey.
Yes,
conveniently and
yes,
only what I need to be in this moment for you, and
That's
then I
right.
can hide, you know, who I
Mm-hmm.
am and never
Yeah.
really, grow it. And relationships are truly there to what? To grow you anyway. You know what I
That's
mean?
right. That's right.
you
But
I
I
am.
know
love
when it's
that. I
growing.
love that. Go ahead. Go ahead, sis.
I was gonna say, when your relationship growing, when you start, wanting to know more. It's like that
Yeah.
communication. When you start
Yeah.
communicating more, that's when you
More.
know that relationship is growing. When
All right.
it's like a basic thing, you don't open up that much. It is what it is, because you're
Mm.
not really ready to let yourself open with this because it ain't gonna go nowhere. You know what
It
you're
just.
feeling.
It
It ain't
just.
gonna go
All right.
nowhere.
I like that. I
I
like
don't
that.
need
I
to
like.
waste no
No.
time.
Mm. What
And
you think?
I like what you said, daughter. In we give bits and pieces in an agreement or in a situation. So we just let pieces of ourselves go. Bernadette made great points though. Sometimes health whatever else going on. You know, baby mama dramas. You know, you got
Exactly.
kids or sick child at home, or you know, there are things that
Mhm.
cause us to be limited in what we can and can't do. Now, there are situations that cause that. Now, listen, a real relationship, you're gonna be able to deal with whatever my faults, whatever my shortcomings. If I'm giving you your just dues, then it ain't gonna be limited no way. We don't have to worry about that. So, in saying that though, that's where the honesty and the openness come into play. That way you don't get caught up in something down the road. Oh, you didn't tell me that. You didn't tell me that you
Right.
had a child at home that was, you know, special needs. You didn't tell me
Yeah.
that you was taking care of your mom or whatever else it was that's now it's causing a problem
Yeah. Yanni said hi, hey family. And then Let's
though.
Talk Music said it's tough to tell people I take depression or anxiety or blood pressure pills because they'll judge you before even getting to know
That's my point. My point.
Yeah.
So,
But when
but
you
then when
get
it comes,
into it, when you get in to know them, and when you want to know of them, when you want to go forth with this relationship, it's good to know because
you.
I've had a friend one day he did something I didn't like. I wasn't gonna give him a second chance, and it was karaoke at my
okay.
house, and he would never give me the mic. He kept singing, and every time I was like, "Let me get," and he kept singing and demanding. I was like, "He acting too much like Ike Turner." No,
Ah,
I'm not gonna deal with it because
yeah,
right then and there I saw a dominant in him,
you
a
saw it. That's
controller,
exactly right. You
and
paid
that was
attention.
not.
That's right.
I'm not
That's
gonna
right.
try you. This cannot go no farther. That was it.
Mhm.
So sometimes you have signs of I'm not going to pursue this. And sometimes you have them signs where I like this. Get them. Then that's when you get to let them know more about you.
That's
Not on
right.
the first date that hey, I take the pills. What do you take? No, no, no.
Mhm.
But as you go along, you got to feeling. Now, my friend, when I met him, liked him. So I started telling him things that I like. I like candles. I like flowers. Hey, within that week, I got candles and flowers. I was like, oh, he said, I listened to you. I like
That's right.
that. You said that.
That's right.
And
That's right.
I lit the candle and I got the flowers. They was plastic. I was like, what? They're
Ah,
plastic. He said, yeah, the first ones are always plastic so they can last forever. I was like,
yeah.
oh. Then I looked, he got it from Family Dollars and it got too late for him to get them. So he gave me that line, but I loved it because I got what I got and I
Uh,
got the other ones that I real. So
But
yeah,
but
Dad,
once you
listen, but listen. So listen. If you are honest though, because I mean we do have issues and we do have problems. So, but and I guess my point I wanted to go to the part if the real you is gonna show up though somewhere.
yes,
If you've
exactly.
been with a
Yeah,
person, so you want to make sure you pay attention to that though, sis. You always want
yeah,
to make sure that you pay attention to see
yes.
if the
Because
real
some
you
things
comes
you're
because
gonna
we do
like and
have we
something
have some maniacs out here now. We do have some,
exactly,
yeah.
mm,
So
yeah. So
exactly.
so then K1 said no, not plastic, but K1 he said plastic because the first ones last forever. So y'all said good points that you're sharing. But I do want to say, what came up in my spirit is the blue pill because I know my dad always talk about the blue pill that men take it, and I feel like that the men who know what blue pill is, they know what blue pill is. But I feel like even that, like our health is so important, but the way we're showing up and showing up in the beginning, like we can, perform a certain way, that we can,
Superman, you
yeah,
Superman. That's right. That's right.
we
That's
can be a
right.
certain way, knowing that that's not your level of performance on a regular basis. That's not your regular,
Exactly.
state of mind on a regular basis. And then when we go into the relationship, now it's, two
Yeah,
seconds.
you're losing energy.
I
You're
need
getting
I need to
tired.
comment on that though, daughter. I need to let you know something about this. Listen. So I'm 70. I'm 72 now. I'm not that 50-year-old Frank now. So now listen. It's so many men with health issues and erectile dysfunctional problems that they don't admit.
You just
And
gotta say
then when they
ED.
so now
Yeah,
listen. So listen.
ED.
Yeah,
You gotta say
yeah.
ED. You can't say the word. That's why I said the blue pill.
Okay, well, erectile dysfunction is this is a natural. That's something. That's a medical term.
Okay.
Okay, so now listen. So when I said that though, so a lot of guys don't want to admit it. Okay, so if I meet a girl, of course I'm excited on the first week or month or maybe the 6th month.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I done got familiar with her, now my estrogen is not as high no more. So now that help comes into play. So now you want some help. So do y'all judge? I mean, I guess I want to ask: do women judge men for being? Because the older you get, the you lose stuff when you get older.
Mm-hmm. So, are you asking would a woman judge a man for using the blue pill? I don't know. Let's ask
No,
the women.
not for using the blue, just for losing his ability to perform like he would when he was 50 or 40 or 30.
Well, I wouldn't know. I never got to that type of man yet.
Yeah,
Because
well,
I'm always
guys,
some type of
guys
spicy.
pretend. We
You
listen.
know.
Guys pretend. We pretend that we still that 50-year-old stallion, and we know we lying.
Hmm.
It's in you. It's in
Well,
you.
let's
It's in you.
talk heavy, Frank. But I want the audience to kind of come in on this. So, is it a problem? Because here's the issue, and I think you bring up a good point, that the thing about it is that as women get older, their sex drive actually gets higher, right? So they
Yeah,
actually perform,
take
they
more. Yeah,
actually
yeah,
want to
yeah, yeah.
perform more. They actually get more in tune with their body. But as a man gets older, his performance level decreases, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So he's not performing as much. And I think this becomes an issue too in relationships, especially in
Exactly,
older
exactly,
relationships.
exactly.
So I think to answer your question, and I think this is a big reason why then you see older men getting with younger women, because then you have the visual thing
Yeah,
going
yeah,
on
yeah. That's
for,
it.
to stimulate, the
That's
man's
it.
mind
That's
to
it.
keep
Yeah,
him
yeah.
kind of stimulated. And then I think when you see older women with younger men, it's the appetite, like
The
like her
same thing.
appetite
Same
is
thing. That's
there,
right.
there.
That's
So
right.
now you have the younger.
That's
But
right. That's right.
Uncle Jimmy said, "What the heck? You 70, 50 years old stallion?" Okay. So, but to answer your question, I think if you're coming from a pleasurable point with your woman, I just think that a man just can't be selfish, with his woman. You have to be willing to pleasure. But Auntie, I want you to help me answer that question. I feel like if you're trying to, please your woman, there's ways to, a woman is just not pleased in the bedroom. She's pleased when she wake up in the morning and how you talk to her and touch her at the kitchen sink and kiss her other cheek. So by the time you make it to that bed, she already turned on. So it don't really take that much by the time y'all hit the bed. Now, if you ain't then, did all of your, stuff to warm her up and you just think you're gonna get in the bed and then hit it and quit it. And now y'all experience is only 5 minutes, yeah, you might get, some eye rolls and like, I don't really even want to give it to you no more. Because
Yeah,
a woman,
yeah.
it just doesn't start at the time she take off her clothes. Like it starts in her ear. It starts with her touch. It starts in how
It
your
started this morning when I woke up and
when you
complimented
wake
you.
up.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And I think that as men get older, they have to understand that a lot of your words and speaking life into your woman is what's going to arouse her. And so then that's going to allow her to accept any condition that you have, because your authority has came in as a man to be able to speak life into her, not just with your, lower
Your body.
extremity,
That's
but
right.
with
That's right.
your,
That's
with
right.
your
That's
words
right.
and with your
Yeah.
hands, and you know what I mean?
So
Yeah.
listen,
So I
go,
mean,
Auntie. I need. Because listen, Did y'all hear how we got the response on 70 and 50? Listen, 70 tells me that. Listen, I know what it takes. Okay, you just said that a woman, when the older she get, the more patience you're gonna have to have with her, the more work you have to put in. So, in saying that though, don't you know I've learned that that's what that the man, he older too, so he realized that he has to put in more time and effort with her. But did you hear how the comments came that 50-year-old stallion, 70-year-old stallion? Listen, them 40-year-olds gonna get to be 70. They need to be listening to what they need to be listening, because I'm trying to tell them something, that learning how to be patient and learning how to be intimate with your woman, like my daughter says, before you get to the bedroom. Sometimes it ain't even about the bed.
Do
You
you
can
know
be
how many
intimate.
people don't even kiss anymore in a relationship? Like,
Exactly, baby. Those are things. See what I'm saying? Little stuff like that is,
no,
yes.
no intimacy. You know what I
No
mean?
intimacy. That's
You
exactly,
know,
exactly,
is that
exactly.
a part of the situationship that we don't even kiss lips anymore?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
That, well, but when you first met her, you couldn't keep your lips off of her. You want
yeah.
to kiss all the time. So that's part of the problem right there. The intimacy is out the door. You comfortable now, so you think you could just, and boom, and that's it. And it don't work like that. It's got to be some foreplay in there, some fun in there, some,
Let me tell you, go get a little sugar, put a little coconut
yeah.
oil in it,
Just get some little. I don't want to tell my little secrets, but get some little stuff.
you know. But again,
Yeah,
I wonder if we're moving towards situationships because we don't have to do all of this stuff. The
yeah,
expectation of this is not even required anymore because I can just step in, do my little do, and then step
mhm,
out, and I don't have to do the
yeah.
stuff to
Put in
bring.
that. All right, all right,
You know
all
what I
right.
mean? Ain't too
All
much
right.
you. Yes, hold on, wait a minute. So, Uncle Jimmy said, "That's your auntie." Yes, this is my auntie. Let's Talk Media said, "I'm all ears, Mr. Frank." And then Uncle Jimmy said, "There you go. You said it." Yes, I mean you, Uncle Jimmy. No, Uncle Jimmy been married. How long you been married to auntie? And they have a great relationship. You
Right.
know.
That's right. Because he know what it takes. I understand, Uncle Jimmy. I'm just trying to make a point though. 50 and 70 is two different things. You know that yourself. I don't know how old Uncle Jimmy is, but if I'm 70 and you 50, then I know there's a difference in how me and you interacting with women.
Yeah. So, auntie, what do you think when it comes to? Do you think that a woman has to be and a woman has to be touched and nurtured and all day, or do you think it's a problem as a man gets older, like that's a problem, he can't put it down? And I mean,
Um, um, I basically won't. To me, I would never go through it
mhm,
because it's a working process. We work on it every day, you know. Before I even hit to that bedroom, I'm already getting what I want standing up fully clothed.
Okay, girl, that's what I'm talking
So,
about.
you know, I'll be wore out sometime on my feet. You know, I enjoy it. You know, um,
yeah,
uh, so,
yeah, I think that's
so
important
you
though.
know, it's
But
very important.
it
It's
is
very
very
important, not just for me, but for him too.
Exactly,
Because if he's
exactly,
gonna reach
exactly.
that age to where he might have to take some kind of pill or something, I don't, if he do, he do. But I'm there to show all I can show as a woman to where we can enjoy each other. Might not never
Yeah,
go to that stage.
that's right, girl.
You
That's
know,
it right there. That's all that is right there. That's it
you
right there.
know.
So,
Yes,
so let's
and
yes.
talk
listen,
media.
I wanted to say this too, daughter. Is a woman can degrade a man to the point where he don't even want to try no more, because he's getting degraded, or he's getting, like you
Exactly.
say, he's getting that eye, he's getting that look like
Yeah,
that. So
exactly.
don't do that to your guy. Don't make
It
him
could be
feel
a
like he's
killer.
still
It could be a
Superman.
killer right there.
Yeah,
You know.
that's right, exactly. So,
So
Yeah.
when you say a woman can degrade a man, what do you mean?
well, I mean, okay, so I didn't perform tonight like I did 2 nights ago or 10 years ago. So now you looking at me like, oh hell, here we go.
You
Or
look at him like
you
this.
you giving him, yeah, you giving him that, like, well, what's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? Well,
Yeah,
hell,
this again.
you, like you already said, you came to bed with the bonnet on, and you said something about young men and older
Yeah.
women. I mean, young women and older men. Well, I think the apple of the eye is always in the eye of the beholder. When you see something, see the eyes and the mind and the body all works together. When you see it and you like it, of course, it's gonna react differently.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that
So,
same reaction that you said you had for 6 months can run on out through the whole year.
It can,
mhm.
it
But
can, it can.
yeah, but once the spark starts going off, going
Hmm.
away, and all is gonna be set on is that one position, uh, you dealing with a lot
Hey,
of foolishness then.
you
You
just
know?
said don't get that look to the man. Don't do that.
Yeah, that was
Don't
it.
do,
You know,
just don't
I
do
I
that. Don't do
I've
that. That's
seen
right.
ladies,
Don't
I've
make him
seen
feel like.
ladies
Don't
that
make him feel
had
like he's
everything.
less than. Well, you making him feel
Yeah,
like he's less than a man, and that's not a good fit.
exactly,
Mhm.
exactly. I've
So,
seen ladies that had everything, nice cars, jewelry, hair fix, and everything. They man come walking in. I was like, that's a bad sign on your check. Now, y'all, you finna let somebody else come and start building on your foundation.
Come on, girl. You see what you're saying? That's it right there, though.
Yeah,
You
so
saying it.
people can see it. That's remember I tell you, things can walk in, people see it.
mhm.
Hmm.
And I
Keep a
think that's a
smile on
good
your face. That says a lot.
I think that's a good point that that how you respond to your mate, you know what I mean, in public or in private,
That's right.
that's
That's
so
right.
important to build their confidence or let them know or even keep them interested in
Keep
you
it.
or
Yes, yes. That's the
somebody
key.
Yes,
That's right.
yes,
That's right.
so
yes,
okay, said the stimulation doesn't always have to be physical. Uncle
Hmm.
Jimmy said he's 65 and he's been on the job of marriage for 36 years, and it's a great job. And then I want to
yes.
talk about before we get off. Let's Toast Media said there's a thing called the internet and have porn, and you can look at 100 women every day, and it's tough. And I want to talk about this because I know that we had this video. My dad and I had watched this video about relationships and things like that. But what about this porn thing and how much of that is getting and interfering with relationships? Like,
Watch out now. Watch out, girl.
I'm just saying, because I mean, if you can watch it on your phone and you can get stimulated on your phone and, and like,
Uh,
I think it's a big thing for men nowadays.
It
And
is. It
women
is.
too. And women too.
It is. It is. We. But listen.
if it
So
can help a
maybe you need to,
relationship, I'm
daughter.
all
Maybe
for
you.
it.
Hold on. Auntie, you said what?
If it can help a relationship and what they're doing, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
You know,
That's right.
anything
That's
will
good.
help. But if he's doing that for his pleasure and then she's getting no pleasure out of it,
That's right. All right.
you know, somebody, you both got to be satisfied. Or
You
whatever kind
wanna
of
that.
toys or eyesight or whatever you bring, you,
That's
you
right.
you both got to be satisfied.
Make
If you
it
want to
fun
be
for
with one
everybody.
another,
Make it fun. Make
yeah,
it fun for everybody.
yeah.
That's right.
I
That's
have
right.
no problem with porns. I have no
Oh,
problem with toys. I mean,
oh,
I don't have no toys and I don't have no porn. I don't need them.
right. But you
But
making a great point though. Make it fun for
yeah,
everybody.
yeah,
Don't just do
make
it
it
for
fun for
yourself.
everybody.
Yeah,
You
don't
know,
just do it for yourself because now you're gonna
exactly.
cause a problem. You
You
will
know,
cause a
I come
problem.
to bed and you already. I'm tired. The porn is. What the
Yeah.
heck? No,
But
that's
that is
terrible.
happening though. But that's the reality of it. Some people even having to use the blue pill because, right? Because they've already or have to be over sensationalized because of what they're seeing on porn, and now they're trying to take what's on porn and make it happen in a real life situation. It's like, wait, I'm human. Ain't no
Yeah,
cameras here. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And
that's
so
right.
Hmm.
two human beings in
Hmm.
a very sensual, intimate setting,
Mhm.
we ain't recreating that every day in our bedroom, what you see Mr. Mac and Susie Q do, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, because Mr. Mack and Sue, yeah, yeah, because you can prolong Mr. Mack and Susie Q. You can make it seem like an hour when it wasn't but 2 minutes.
Yeah,
Because that's the beauty of porn and the things like that. So don't never let that be what makes you ready to go because you probably gonna get food down through there. So
yeah,
so
yeah.
I was gonna tell them though about the counselor, the
Tony
teacher
Ash.
the coach that we listen to that tells us that, listen, there are things and listen, I think the first thing we need to do is work on ourselves, get ourselves mentally and physically prepared for whatever it is we're doing. Uncle Jimmy said he got 35 years in a relationship. I know they got a good understanding on whatever it is they're doing, and that's just common sense.
Mhm.
So
Yes.
yeah, I'm single, so naturally I'm a little different situation. And I told my daughter just today, do I want a wife? I don't know, but I want some companionship. I want somebody to be there, to be fun and have fun and laugh and go do places, do things, have fun with. Of course I want that.
Mhm. Yeah. Now, would that be a situationship or would that be
Well, I want a woman to be able to. I want her here with me so we can have that fun. Yes, so that's a relationship, not a situationship.
okay, all right, all right. So Deborah Stanley said, enjoying the conversation, enjoying this family, so real. Let's Talk Media said, yes, talking porn to the taking porn to the bedroom, man, see stuff, and the wife can't, and the wife can't.
I
Uh,
like that. I like that. I like that. I like
yeah,
that.
but I do think though we're talking about the reality of relationships and the expectation of what we think can really happen versus what can really happen, and how long do it take to develop those type of intimate moments with your mate to for safety reasons. You know what I mean? Because there's a difference between sex and true intimacy. You if
Intimacy.
you
Come on, baby. Yes,
watching
babe. That's right.
porn,
That's right.
if you
That's right.
watching porn, then you trying to do some things that I don't even know if I'm safe or if that's even something that this relationship or quote unquote situationship can support. And because you want to be entertained, you know what I mean? Is
Mhm.
that a mutual entertainment? You know what I mean? And it's just I don't know. I think it's just unrealistic, and I think it's creating some issues with our performance in bedrooms.
So when I want to tell my daughter something, I'm telling her like, listen, it's going to come a time when there's not going to be no success. It's going to be intimacy. Just you won't be no sex. You'll just be having intimacy, laughing and fixing your baby dinner, and y'all sitting there watching movies and holding hands and enjoying one another like that. There won't be no bedroom action. Then what's going to
Then we're just gonna have fun holding each other's hands.
happen? Okay, I'm just saying. So it's going to come a time. Listen, the relationship, the growth of a
Do that.
35, 40 year, huh?
I just don't. I just can't. But I'm
You
like you.
don't want to. Well, you don't even. You're not even thinking along those lines. But I'm saying there's going to come a time when that's going to be a situation where, like I said, you 44, baby. You in the. I've been telling you for the whole last 2 months. You're in the prime of your life right now.
Hmm.
Enjoy that while you can, because there's gonna, and you think you even you tell that, you make such a great point, because I am having more fun now than I ever had. I'm enjoying myself more now than I ever have, because you have learned how to be into you, and to be into your mate at the same time, letting them be themselves. So and I tell you all the time, all women don't know these things though.
Hmm. So Uncle Jimmy said, "Love y'all," but somebody fibbing. Um, and Let's Talk Media said, "When both y'all dentures are in the cup, I guess that's when we just gonna be holding hands and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
having."
Well, that's the difference in having a 50-year-old man having a 20-year-old woman. He's going to deprive himself in a minute. He's going to get to be, you know.
Mm, yeah.
So just I'm saying, listen, these are just thoughts. These are just thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 70. I ain't got no problems, y'all. Okay, so I'm gonna put that out there too. I ain't having me no problems, but I know stuff that I know stuff that goes on. I got friends, I got family, and I know people and I know some 50-year-olds ain't doing nothing either now. Don't y'all get that twisted.
I think it's some 50-year-olds out here that's, some that
Yeah,
that's
they still think they got it going on, but there's some out here ain't doing it.
mm. So I just want to thank you guys for coming on. My last thing is, again, we're talking about situationships and why they exist. And I feel like every dynamic that we talked about today, if it's our sexual issues, if it's our issues with intimacy, if it's us hiding behind, our financial issues, if it's us,
Yes, yes, all that.
hiding behind stuff, is this the true reason why we are creating these situationships and getting ourselves intertwined in these entanglements versus just working on ourselves and being the best we can be, for ourselves so that we can show up fully for others. So then we can communicate something like my auntie said. If it's just SEX, hey, it's SEX. And I don't have to be in a situation shit to have SEX with you. I can still be single and we understand what it is. And I don't have to commit to anything because we understand what that is. And when you ready to come get me, then come get me, in my fullness though, work on you and work on me because I feel like a lot of situationships just reignites the trauma. It just I don't want it just reconfirms your already confirmed belief that people you can't trust people and
Yeah.
relationships ain't no good and
All
people
right.
ain't no good and all men cheat and
Oh,
and all this stuff and I do want to hit on this because I think you made a good point, At. And if you ain't doing what you're supposed to do in your home, right, there's some
mhm.
foundational issues going on, and like my auntie said, that gives room for other people
Interference, interference, interference.
to
Yes, yes,
happen
yes.
for these situationships to,
Mhm.
ultimately occur. So we want to just work on being the best us that we could be, and learn how to communicate. Communication is a skill, that we have to learn and develop. Auntie, would you agree? Growing into a
Be the
woman,
best you can be so they can be the best they can be.
yeah, because the rising
I
tide lift
agree
all,
on that.
yeah, you
Yes.
know.
My final thought, baby, is gonna be this. Listen, when you happy, when everything is flowing well, everything flows well. That's finances, fun, laughter, communication. Uh, Even the SEX is gonna flow well because if you are happy and you're doing, listen, distractions always gonna be a problem. If you got distractions in whatever it is we do, it's gonna lead to distractions in everything. So you don't let if you in a happy place, everything else is gonna flow for you.
Mhm. And then guess what though? Happiness is a consequence. I
Mhm.
think people think happiness is the thing that the first thing you get, but happiness is the result of the
The
ingredients that
results, the results. Come on now, that's it. Of everything
happiness.
that we
Oh,
do,
it looks like
happiness
happiness.
makes.
Like like the cake that you bake don't look like flour, sugar, cinnamon. You know what I
But
mean?
the ingredients is there. That's right, girl. That's it.
All of
It's
those
all there
ingredients,
now.
when you
It's
put
all
them
there.
together, you put them in the
Mhm.
oven, you
You
get
make a
cake.
cake. Yeah, a
Happiness
good
don't
cake.
look like the ingredients that it takes to make it. And I think that when we start looking at relationships like that, if you want a happy relationship,
A
stop
happy
looking
day.
at the thing
That,
that you think gonna
that,
make
that
it
makes
happy.
that makes it happy. That's right, girl.
Step
That
back and
that
Yes.
is that's all. That's all I'm saying. That's it. That's
step
it.
back and think about the ingredients that it takes, which is like we said, accountability, communicating,
Yes.
intimacy,
And,
seeing your
and finances. Don't leave finances out because if you are worrying about bills and stuff, you ain't happy about. You ain't gonna never have fun like that.
yeah, all it
So
needs,
everything need to be in place. Everything need to be
yeah,
in place.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then guess what? When we bake the cake, you gotta put it in the oven and let it sit for a minute. Let those
Let
things
that thing. That's
simmer
right.
in
Let
so
those
they can,
ingredients work. That's right. That's
let
right.
them work together for a minute and then yield the happiness,
Mm.
that that
That
that they
comes from that. That comes from that.
yeah. If
Yeah.
it's dating, if it's,
Mm.
marriage, if it's friendship or whatever,
That's right.
let that be what it yields. So, my auntie's happy. She's put all her ingredients together and she got her smile on her face.
Yes. That's right.
That's good. I like it. Thank you, Auntie. I enjoyed you. Good
Hey,
seeing
I
you.
enjoyed y'all. Thanks for letting me in. I really enjoyed it. Hope you
Do it
invite me
again. We're gonna
again.
do it again real soon. We want you back.
Yes. This is
Yeah.
nice. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
And as
Great
always,
topic.
yeah, and as always, Dad, thank you for giving your insight and
Yes,
and
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
providing
And that's
information.
all. I like for them to understand. all we doing, Auntie, is we just opinionated people. We just talking about things that, and this is life though. These are opinions.
Hey,
Listen,
real
I don't
talk,
know
you know,
everything. I don't know
I like it.
everything.
Real talk.
Yeah, yeah, but I don't
Hmm.
know everything. I ain't never said I knew everything. I'm giving my daughter some advice though,
Yeah, yeah. And I
an
mean,
opinion.
they the ingredients, and I just keep putting them together and putting them
That's
together.
right.
Yeah, yeah, I
Uh,
That's
feel it.
right.
I love it. I'm receiving it.
Yeah.
yeah, and I
I
just
take
love.
the advice.
Yeah,
Okay.
So you're
Thank you,
not
babe.
just giving it to your daughter.
Yeah.
yeah,
Thank you, sweetie. We appreciate y'all, and
yeah. So
I
make sure you
love you.
guys
I love
join
you,
me.
Miss Little. I love you. You my hard girl. So we're gonna keep doing what we do.
Oh
Okay,
yeah,
so
keep it real.
so again, make sure you guys subscribe to that YouTube channel so you get the alerts. Join the Elevating Life with Sheila Little group. Like, share, and comment on this post and share it to your friends. It may not be for you, but it may be for somebody that
That's right.
uh, that you know.
That's
I
right.
love you guys. I thank you guys for joining me and with my auntie Bernadette and my daddy Big Frank. We'll see you guys next Thursday for
Next
the next
Thursday.
with
All
my
right.
dad.
Good night, all. God bless
All
all.
right. Okay.
Bye bye. See you, auntie.